I think like one of the probably some ways it's like how we romanticize, how we view like heartbreak as romantic. Like when you think of all the art that's out there, and how the topic of heartbreak is such an inspiration for all this music and paintings and sculptures and poems and stories and movies and novels. I mean, it's like heartbreak is so intertwined in the human experience. I'm going through it right now. I wish I wasn't, obviously. There's something going on, like where I think of my relationships that I've had, and how every one of them has had some level of heartbreak, some worse than others. And it just makes me wonder, like, what am I missing? I know there's something about me that it's hard. It eventually gets hard to not have the thought that, like, is there something wrong with me? There's somebody I follow on Instagram who does a lot of pretty awesome work and works with men specifically right now, and I kind of I'd like to be able to work with them, but I kind of mentioned just lightly like what was going on because he had something on his stories talking about heartbreak and how it's like basically like one of the most crippling, devastating things we experience as humans. And I agree. I mean, whether it's a lover or a best friend or losing someone, it's like heartbreak is everywhere. But he had like mentioned to me about how, because I told him I've been losing sleep over this. I've been waking up at like 2 a.m, just unable to control the thoughts. Like I just wake up. Nothing even. I just wake up with it. I'm like, wow, this one's like pretty intense if I'm losing sleep over it. But anyway, he mentioned about how I'm probably identifying myself with something in it. And I know I am. I'm not sure what it is though. maybe have a little bit of an idea, but you know, like as a man, like being rejected by a woman that you feel so heavily invested in, like you would do anything. You would do, like you feel that level of like, I will protect her at all costs. At all costs. Like you have that conviction in you, just like you would tear the world in half to make sure that nothing ever hurt her. And to have that like level of emotional and visceral investment. I mean, not just that, but the willingness to like invest in her children, to want to be a role model for her kids, to want to build something, to want to plan, to want to have goals, to want to be adventurous, to I guess I realized not that long ago, I used to do a lot of solo hiking by myself. And at a certain point, I realized I was like, I'm done with this. Like, I want to share this with someone. I'm not bored of it, but I'm sick of doing it alone. Like, it's not as meaningful as it was. It became more meaningful when it was with someone that I shared that intimacy with. And it's not only the rejection of a woman, but it's like the rejection of someone who you felt was your best friend. I mean, I'm sure she could say the same things about me. I mean, I'm no peach. Every heartbreak has a lesson in it. Probably multiple lessons. I mean, knowingly multiple lessons. And it can be so hard to listen to what it is that's trying to say to you. You lose your sense of trust too, you know, because especially when you start getting older and you realize like the clock ticking is more important to you now than it was when you were younger. And I think sometimes you can feel like you're like running out of time. You have that like pressure. And you probably put it on yourself. But like, how do you have to learn to trust again. It's like you put up these walls, these barriers, these guardrails, these super, super strict boundaries, and you start to go of the way of like, I cannot get hurt at all. And you set yourself up for being, I think, lonely and choosing the people who aren't right for you. Because like one thing is that's hard for everyone is that the truth hurts. And sometimes when someone that we feel closest with and most intimate with, and that we can share our deepest things that we would never tell just anyone, and that someone's telling you some truth that's really hard to hear, and you take it so deeply personal because it hurts, but it's true. The challenging thing with that is not taking it so personal that it destroys the connection. I mean, I've done that where it's like I've been told something that I didn't really want to hear, and I took it way too personal, and I drove a wedge. I reacted, or I got too emotional, or I don't know, kind of ruined it, I guess. Been going through these emotions of being like super pissed off and then being madly in love, all within seconds of each other. You know, we all have our limits to what we're willing to tolerate behavior wise, and the people we choose to get involved with. And we have to understand that their experience is going to directly impact our relationship, especially in conflict. And conflict is like the determining factor if you'll survive or not. If you can't survive it and repair it, or if you're not equally wanting to do it, someone wants to end it before the other one, or however it is, it's like if you can't survive that conflict, you're not going to make it. I've had a lot of relationships that have had a lot of conflict. Like, I don't know why yet. I'm still figuring that out. What is it in me that ends up in these situations? And you know, this last one though, it was like I felt like we were always like right on the edge of figuring it out or making this breakthrough where we would just be like, oh, we got there. We figure out the tools that we need in order to keep this from ripping us apart. And we would just reach that moment and it would just because I can visualize and feel how it would feel if we were able to constructively repair it. Like it would be insane. It would be insane. Like I know it would. I mean, I haven't had that with someone in probably since high school. You know, and I'm 43, so it's a long time. You know, one thing that's interesting though is I know for a fact that we entered each other's lives to stop something. And I know I entered her life to stop something that was happening to her, things that she was struggling with. And it happened. She got control over some things that were going to hurt her. She's getting it under control, and you know, but I have things I need to get under control too. It's just sad that it's done. That's all I got. Take it easy.